What's up guys, this is Brandon Pitt and you are on The Pit Stop. This is the channel where we look at traveling, where we look at cruising, and where we look at exploring this beautiful world that we all get to experience together. I love travel, I love experiences, and this channel is about tips, it's about advice, it's about comparing and contrasting different types of travel, and it's about doing all of it in an enjoyable way on a budget. This is Brandon Pitt, you're on The Pit Stop, let's get into it. For today's video, we are looking at a smaller but a very interesting cruise line. Disney Cruise Lines. Now, it's a household family name that all of us know and either love or don't care for all that much. Personally, my family loved Disney. We went to Disneyland when we lived in San Diego all the time, and we grew up going on Disney cruises. I feel like I am adequate to talk about, is Disney cruises worth it? Are they enjoyable? Are they fun? Should you go on a Disney cruise? Because I have been on 8 Disney cruises. You heard that right, I've been on 8 Disney cruises. I've done their 3-night cruises, their 5-night, their 7 nights, and here in about a month, I'll be going on a 6-night Disney cruise. So I've been on several, I'm getting ready to go on my 9th. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about should you go on a Disney cruise. So today I got 7 different observations on should you do a Disney cruise. Now on my 8 Disney cruises, I've gone from a little tyke all the way up to an adult, so I have different perspectives on the Disney cruise experience, and I would like to share those with you today. My first observation from cruising with Disney is that it is Disney. Duh, Brandon. Of course a Disney cruise is Disney, obviously, right? But I just want to make sure that you do understand you are going on a Disney cruise. The shows are going to be Disney. The food places, they're all going to be themed Disney. Even your sheets and your mattresses, they're going to have Disney on them. Everything's going to be Disney all week long, the whole time. It's a lot, but it's also enjoyable if you like Disney. It does have that magical theme to it, and it can be very enjoyable. But if you don't care for Disney, don't try a Disney cruise. Try something else. But first thing to note that it is very Disney. My second observation, now anytime you talk to anybody about a Disney cruise, I'm a huge advocate for cruising in general, and you do get families or you do get people that ask me, hey Brandon, I want to go on a Disney cruise, but is there going to be way too many kids? Now, Disney is a family franchise. It's a family thing. Disney is just a family household name, and there will be kids. You just have to know that there will be kids. Now, if you want to go on a Disney cruise and not necessarily see a lot of the kids, just plan your schedule accordingly. Obviously, if you go during the summer or go during a spring break or winter break or times where there will be kids because they're not in school, then you kind of signed up for that, right? So plan accordingly. If you're a couple or if you're older and you don't necessarily want to have the young kids around, go while they're in school, and it is going to save you a couple bucks. So we will be going here in January. I'm going with my fiance, my sister, my sister's boyfriend, and my parents. And we're going in January, and we're going to be trying to avoid a lot of the younger kids. But there will be kids. Now, if you're thinking, I have a family, I want there to be kids, great. Your kids are gonna have other people to hang out with their age, and they do a really good job on Disney on doing something for the whole family. And so if you are going during one of those peak times and you don't have kids, you're a couple, younger or an older couple, there are plenty of places to go hang out at, to go rest at, to enjoy adult time only. Disney tries to and does an amazing job at curating something for every passenger. So if you're going on a cruise that's a Disney cruise, there will be a lot of kids around, but I feel on my experiences that they weren't everywhere. You could find them if you wanted to, but you could also very easily get away from them and go to the adult sections and enjoy that, as they did have those experiences available on the cruise ship. So the third observation when we're looking at Disney cruises and if they are right for you is the price point. This channel is a travel channel that is all about transparency. I feel like you see a lot of really inconsistent and super unattainable things on places like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook that just simply are not realistic. They don't represent what is actually going on. And this channel is about transparency and being realistic. So in all transparency, Disney cruises are pricier. They are more expensive. In comparison on the research I did to Royal Caribbean, to Carnival, to Norwegian, to Princess, going out of some of the same ports at the same times of year on the exact same itineraries, Disney apples to apples for an inside stateroom or a balcony. On Disney they call it veranda, or an ocean view cabin. They are more expensive. Now they do include quite a bit, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, but they are more expensive, and there might be some reasons for that, but overall what I chalk it up to be is that people are okay with paying for Disney. Disney has been able to charge more and more and more throughout the years, and they don't have as many cruise ships as some of the other cruise lines do, but people who like Disney love Disney. And my family falls into that group, and my parents love Disney, and so my parents were always okay as we were growing up with paying that extra dollar amount. Maybe your family might be or not, but Disney people typically, the group that Disney typically caters to is okay with having that price tag because they love their Disney. So if you're a Disney lover, then you will fall in love with Disney. If you're not necessarily a Disney lover, then you might not be okay with the extra price tag that comes with Disney and the service that comes with Disney and all of that. Now, you might be thinking, Brandon, you are dissing on Disney. I'm not. That is not the point of this. Remember, I've been on 8 Disney cruises. My family loves Disney cruises. I love other cruise lines as well. I do enjoy Disney a lot. It was my first. You always love that. And yeah, so I love Disney. I really enjoy all of the Disney cruises I have been on. But this cruise, this travel channel, this YouTube channel is about transparency. And I would be lying to you guys if I told you that it is the most affordable cruise line. It is not. You have an amazing experience, and it is a great time on the cruise line, and we're about to talk about all that fun jazz, but I wanted to be honest and transparent that it is one of the pricier cruise lines. What's up, everybody? It's that point in the video where I get to talk about something super cool that we're doing here at the Pit Stop. That's right, it is our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Giveaway, yes, this channel, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, will be giving away a free cruise. We will be giving a free cruise to one of you guys. Within our first 10,000 subscribers, we will do a live stream whenever it gets close to that. We'll watch the countdown, and then at that point we will give away, and it'll be, everybody will know who it is. It'll be talked about with the whole family, or the whole, the whole family we're making, and it'll be a super cool and fun thing. But it will be one of our first 10,000 subscribers. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join this family as we grow this channel and explore this awesome world, and you will be entered in that giveaway once we hit 10,000 subscribers. So subscribe, share this channel, and let's hit that goal and get to 10,000 subscribers. My fourth observation is I'm a foodie, and one of the most important parts of cruising, in my opinion, and that is the food. As I said, I'm a foodie. I don't eat a lot of food throughout normal life and everyday week, but when it comes to cruising, I eat a bunch of food. So if you're anything like me, food is super important on vacation and is super important on my cruise line. And when I'm cruising, I am eating all day, every day. I might work it off in the gym, but I'm eating and I enjoy my food. And Disney has never, and let me say it again, never, underline it, capitalize it, bold it, exclamation point, never let me down on the food. All of their themes I think are really intuitive and fun and enjoyable. From their fast food joints, or their burgers on the deck, or their pizza, or their buffet, and even down to their main dining selection. Now, their food is absolutely amazing, and I don't think that you ever need to touch their specialty restaurants like Palo or some of their other more expensive specialty upcharge dining restaurants to get their really solid experience and dining experience. but there is something I have to talk about when it comes to Disney's food. Now, when you go on most cruise ships, for those of you who have never been off of Disney or have never been on Disney, if you go on most cruise ships like a Carnival, or you go on Royal Caribbean or Norwegian Cruise Line or Princess or one of your more mainstream cruise lines, what happens is you get assigned a time, or you choose your time, or my time dining, early, late, or my time, and then you get assigned one of two, typically, restaurants. That's your dining. That's where you go every single night. So you get assigned that. You either get told beforehand on some cruise lines, or you find out when you get on the cruise line which dining room you're going to, and that's where you go every single night. And you're typically at the exact same table. You typically have the exact same wait staff if you choose early or late, but you go to the same restaurant every single night. For those of you who have never done Disney, you don't understand the idea of rotation dining, but that's the way that Disney does it. Depends on which cruise ship you're on, but typically there's three different restaurants that are like dining restaurants, and you go to them throughout your trip. If it's a 3-night cruise, you go to each one once, or if it's a 6-night cruise, you go to each one twice, or a 7, you understand what I'm saying, right? You go to each different restaurant, and they're themed differently, and they have different things going on, and it is honestly super fun. And on top of that, your wait staff goes with you. It's pretty cool, right? With that, it is either early or late dining. There's not really this idea of my time dining, at least on the last Disney cruise that I was on. That could have changed since then. It's been a couple years. My best dining experiences on a cruise ship have been on Disney. The wait staff is always amazing. They always know your name. They always get your drink ready. If it's a Coke that you're drinking, I'm a Coke lover, or a water or a sweet tea, they have it prepped and it's waiting there for you whenever you come to your dining experience. So it's extremely catered, it's extremely curated, and they take care of you really, really well. When it comes to the dining experience on Disney, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I have never been disappointed, and I'm always excited for my cruise experience, specifically about the food. Now, my fifth observation when we're talking about Disney Cruise Lines and trying to help you decide if it's the cruise line for you to go on for your next vacation kind of flows off of the last one. When you're talking about service on cruise ships, typically you hear things like, it was really amazing, it was the best thing, I knew my stewardess by name. Well, that is also the case, and that is our fifth observation on this one about Disney, is that the service is simply world class. I cannot compare it to any other experiences that I've had at 5-star resorts or land-based hotels or other cruise lines. Disney, again, takes it to another level. My stewardess always knows my name, everybody else in my cabin's name, and remembers small little details and throws it into our conversation. Even if their English isn't the best, they try, and they are genuine about the way that they do it. I've had great conversations with some of my stewardesses, and it's always a great experience. Now, on top of that, the dreaded, the awful, the hard to explain part about cruising, the guest service table. Even if you've been to a resort that's all inclusive, you dread the guest services table. It's always super long, it always takes a really long time, and typically you never get your problem resolved. On Disney, it's changed. That's not the experience I've ever had on Disney. It's always been a short wait time. They've always have a bunch of people at their guest service desk or table. They do a great job with it, and they make you feel like you are valued and you are important, and that they care for you and that they love for you. They make you feel like family, and I know that's their goal, and well, they simply do a great job at it. Their guest services is second to none. I've been on a cruise one time, I believe it was the last Disney cruise a couple years back before COVID that I went on, and the way that they handled our specific problem we had, it was a really noisy cabin that we were in. For some reason there was engine noise in our cabin, and it was weird and really, really loud. We just simply asked, hey, is there anything that we can do, letting them know about the problem. And the next thing we knew, boom, we were upgraded to another cabin. We were taken care of, and we weren't even looking for that. We weren't looking for an upgrade. We weren't looking for anything like that. We were just letting them know for either a future person or maybe to get moved to another cabin of a similar or even lower class. We just wanted to be able to sleep. We don't spend a lot of time in our cabin anyways. But they upgraded us to, I think it was a junior suite or something like that. And it was a super enjoyable experience, and they took care of us instantly. And I think they even gave us some sort of credit, onboard credit as well. So all of that to say, they do an amazing job at their customer service and connecting with you in that way. Now, the sixth observation, we can't talk about cruising without talking about entertainment. That's just simply the world we live in, right? It's about entertainment. We are all easily distracted in this life. It's the truth. And we all really want to be entertained. It's just the world that we live in. For me personally, I really love traveling aspect of the cruise ship. I love being able to go from a cruise port to a cruise port to a cruise port. And my perfect itinerary would literally have every single day at a new location. But I do enjoy my days on the cruise ship, and I do enjoy exploring the cruise ship and falling in love with some cruise ships, not so much the other, and really understanding the vibe for cruise ships. And that's something you hear a lot of people talking about, is the specific vibe of a cruise ship. And like Carnival, you have the fun vibe, or Princess or Norwegian, I feel like it's more of a laid back vibe. Whereas with Disney, the vibe is a little bit more magical, I guess you could say. And I'm not even trying to be cheesy. Trust me, I'm not trying to be cheesy. I know in the comments you might eat me up for that one. But it is just a magical vibe. That's really the word they try to use. That Carnival would use fun. Disney would use magic. They're all about making your time and your experience magical, special, important. And they do that a really good job at that. And that's kind of falls into their entertainment. If you've been on a cruise ship before, you know that typically a lot of the cruise ship goes around the bar scene, or it goes around a lot of live music, or the casino. That's the word I was looking for. The casino scene. I'm not much of a gambler. I'm not much of a bar hopper. But the bars are still very available, and actually a lot of Disney cruises have a really, really good bar selection and a really good adult selection, with good nightclub selections or live music in the evenings. And that is all there, like you would see on most cruise ships. But the one thing they don't have is a casino. No Disney cruise will have a casino. And that it might be another reason why they're, as we looked at price earlier, why their prices might be a little bit higher, because they don't expect you to lose money at the casino like some other cruise lines might expect when they're working on their budgeting and making the cruise prices. So there is no casino on a Disney cruise. Some people might hate that, other people might love that, but all of us can agree you will probably not lose as much money when there's not a casino, if you're a gambler or not. So there's no casino, but they definitely have other forms of entertainment. They always have something, and you can check it on the app. They always have something to do throughout the entirety of the day. There's always something. They don't call it a fun squad like Carnival would, but they have the crew that goes around, and they are always hyping people up. They're always getting people excited, whether bingo's your thing, or trivia is your thing, or live music on the main deck is your thing, or simply just enjoying time, eating, or spending time looking at characters, or shopping, or going up on the main pool decks, or going to the spa, or going to and I can continue on and on, right? They have a lot of fun things. They have cool slides that you can use tubes on that go out around, even extending over the deck on some cruise ships. So for some of those other experiences, VR experiences, it does depend on which cruise ship you are on, but all of them do have a lot of entertainment to offer. And a lot of their entertainment, their hype of their entertainment are their shows. Some cruise lines kind of slack on the shows, and it doesn't really matter if you miss the show. With Disney, do not miss a single show. If there's a performer, if there's a comedian, if there's a Broadway show, I encourage you to go, because it is always top notch and top tier. I think that they do a great job with their entertainment in the show side of things. All of their shows, like Broadway style shows, are truly that. They are Broadway type shows. All of them are going to be Disney themed, like The Lion King, or something of that like genre, Tarzan, something like that. So I highly recommend you to go to all of the entertainment things in the variety of the shows to really buy into the idea of the fact that it's magical and that it's an amazing experience. Buy into that, have that attitude, and just truly enjoy doing all of those things, and I think you will really enjoy your entertainment on a Disney cruise. Now this is the area, if you watch my videos, I try to have a quick tip specifically about the cruise line, the travel location, or the thing you're trying to do and we're talking about. Try to have a quick tip from my experiences. And one of the quick tips that we have today for this video is that you should bring things to decorate your door. You might be thinking, Brandon, what? Decorate my door? Now, if you've been on a Disney cruise, you know what I'm talking about. The Disney Cruise fam loves decorating their doors. Places like Carnival or Royal Caribbean or Princess or Norwegian, you might see a couple people put decorations up on their door, but Disney, they take it to another level. Disney cruisers love decorating their door. Hop on Etsy, hop on Amazon, or even just like Pinterest, like look up Disney Cruise Line door decoration, and you will see what I am talking about. You can hop onto Etsy and people make a bunch of fun things. I'm not sponsored by Etsy, but Etsy, if you want to sponsor me, feel free to do it. But yeah, hop on there, hop onto Amazon and Google some things, pick up something for $10, $15, $20 and make it specialized and decorate your door. It'll be a fun experience. You'll be able to find your cabin that much easier, and again, that buys into the magical feeling and vibe on the ship. Now the seventh observation, the seventh and final observation for this video about cruising with Disney, I have to talk about it. Again, I'm kind of doing a pro and con, and then at the end I will tell you what I like about Disney, or if I think you should go on Disney. But the seventh observation is the fact that they don't have as many cruise ships. The cruise ships are smaller and the capacities are less than most of the other competitors. Now that could be a pro, you could be like, yes, or that could be a con. It really depends, person to person. You might really be wanting one of those Royal Caribbean, or now Carnival's getting up there too, XL class ships where they're just absolutely huge and they're literally 3, 4, 5 times the size and capacity. Like they're literally a floating city, like they're huge. Bigger than the town I live in, actually, like by a lot. All of these cruise ships have more than the town I live in. I live in a small town. That's besides the point. Yeah, like they're huge. You might be wanting that, or you might be wanting a smaller, more intimate experience, like a river cruise. And I feel like Disney is kind of like the combining of both of those, and it does like this nice medium size. With that though, the cruise ships are a lot older, and there's less of them in their fleet. They're kind of considered a smaller cruise line compared to some of the big players like Royal or Carnival within America. They're smaller. Inside of the entertainment, none of them really have the zip lines that Royal might have, or the suspended bikes that and high ropes courses that Carnival might have. So they're smaller. They don't have as many of those activities. But they do make up for it, as we've talked about, in other areas. So I just wanted to make you aware. The ships are smaller, the ships are a little bit older, there's less of them, and that could be a pro or a con. That's up to you to decide. So finally, we are there. We've made it to that point in this video where you've been wondering, you've been thinking, and now you get the answer. Does Brandon like Disney cruises? Well, I'm going on my 9th Disney cruise in January 2023, so yes, I do enjoy Disney cruises. I kind of grew up on Disney cruises. My family, that's what they chose, and in complete transparency, I didn't get to try a lot of the different cruises. I've been on my 9th Disney cruise up here soon, and I would like to branch out a little bit and try some other cruise lines. I haven't been on all of the major players that we've been talking about yet. I obviously do a lot of research, as I love cruising, before I make any video or talk about a specific cruise line. But I love cruising, and I want to try some of these other cruise lines. So coming up within this year, I will be hopping on some of these other cruise lines that we're talking about. But I do love Disney, and I grew up going on Disney, and I love Disney. So yes, I like Disney, but in the future you won't just be seeing me go on Disney or talk about Disney, as I realize it is not the cruise line for everybody. So down below, talking about the cruise line for everybody, I want you to comment if Disney is the cruise line for you, why or why not, and also tell me what your favorite cruise line is. I think Disney is a great cruise line, and we're going to compare and contrast Disney to some of the other cruise lines in another video. So make sure that you click the subscribe button, you give us a like, and you share this with your friends as we're trying to grow this channel. But thank you guys for watching today. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for being a part of the Pit Stop family. But that is all for this video. So till next time, enjoy cruising, have a great life, and keep on living your best life and exploring this beautiful world that we live in. Peace out. Talk to you guys later. This has been Brandon Pitt, and you have been on the Pit Stop.